So, here. Okay, problem number 1 for object. Okay, you have to identify if what kind of motion it is. If it is a horizontal or vertical motion. So, I gave an example last week. Tama ba? Ano ba ngayong, ano ba to? Yeah, no. Last Monday yata ito or Tuesday. Okay, so vertical motion. Luke drops a stone from the top of a roof located 8.52. So, kung ito, kaya kailangan ng illustration. Illustration, when you solve a problem, it is 8.52 meters. So, sinolve ko na ito na nung nakaraan sa inyo, but I want to show it again to you how to solve it. 8.52 meters above the ground. So Luke drops a stone from the top of a roof located 8.52 meters above the ground. Letter A. So you have to write the given. The given is, okay, what is this 8.52? Look at the unit, meters. Ibig sabihin, displacement yan. Displacement or distance. That's 8.52 meters. Okay, ano pa ba? Okay. So, another one. Ito yung initial velocity. Since it is object drop, tama ba? Nakalagay ito, Luke drops a stone. So, it is an object drop. Therefore, the initial velocity is 0. Automatic yan. And then G is equal to negative 9.8 meters per second square. And that is constant. So, what is asked in the problem? Letter A, determine the time. Okay? The time. Ang pinakamadali, when object drop, ang pinakamadaling formula is square root of T is equal to square root of 2D sub Y over G, which is equal to square root of 2 times what is D sub Y? Okay, D sub Y yan ha. Okay, since it is going down, okay, it is down motion, your displacement will be negative. So, negative 8.52 meters all over negative 9.8 meters per second square. So, time is equal to the final answer. Hanap tayo ng calculator, scientific calculator. So you have gamitin natin 2 times 8.52 divided by 9. Ay! Magkamot. Kamot. Naka-record ako ha. Ano ba yan? Chiboy. 8.52. Close. So the final answer is 1.318. So that's 1.32 seconds. Or you can also use the other formula. That's T is equal to, wala tayo kasi B sub F eh. T is equal to B sub F over G. Kaya lang wala tayong B sub F sa given. So this is not good. X yan. Okay? So what about letter B? In letter B, you are asked to solve for velocity V sub F is equal to GT. Right? So, hanapin mo, V sub F, dalawang V sub F dyan. V sub F is equal to GT or V sub F is equal to square root of 2 V sub IT square, V sub I square plus GT. Okay? Pero mas madali kasi ito. But you can also use the other one. Pinakita ko yan sa inyo, right? Which is equal to negative 9.8 meters per second square times 1.32 seconds. So the final answer V sub F, mahirap kasi yung walang walang cycle. Kakaloka. Tatlo-tatlong cycle ko pero times 1.32 equals, so it's negative 12.94 meters per second. So, cancel the second, so the remaining is meter per second. Hagit ba yung final answer? Nakikita ba yung final answer dun sa board? Yeah. Okay. So, yun. Yeah. Okay? So, pwede na lang kopyahin, picturean ninyo. And then let's go to the second problem. The second problem is object. Okay. Picturean nyo na. Ito, dalawa ang pwedeng formula ng letter B. V sub F is equal to GT or V sub F is equal to square. Pinakita ko yan nung nakaraan sa inyo. Okay, so let's erase. Let's go to the second problem. Problem number 2. The problem number 2 is, it is object thrown up, right? Okay. Rex throws his ball vertically upward with an initial velocity. Pag sinabi mong vertically upward, automatic is object thrown up yan. Okay? With an initial velocity, V sub I is equal to 26.2 meters per second. Okay? Determine the highest point reached by the ball. So the highest point is its height or D sub Y. Highest point daw eh. So ibig sabihin height or D sub Y. Ito yung hinahanap ninyo. Okay? So what is the formula for D sub Y? So remember, it's going up or going down. You can use both going up or going down. When you use the going up formula, you have D sub Y is equal to V negative VI square over 2G. Okay, what are other formula for D sub Y? D sub Y is equal to VIT plus GT square over 2. Focus kayo sa going up motion. Bakit going up motion yung ginamit? Kasi, but going up motion? It is because you are considering the time the ball goes to its highest point. But anyway, up and down, same height lang naman yan. Okay? So same height lang. So you can use going up or going down motion. The problem with going down, D sub Y is equal to GT square over 2. Ang problema dito, pag itong gagamitin mo, walang time. Wala kang time sa given. Okay? And then same with this formula for number 1 for object thrown up motion. Etong D sub Y na dalawa na ito, etong isa, again, you have to use time. You're gonna use time for this equation. So, can you use this one? You are not allowed to do this because there is no time given. Okay? So, ang pwede mong gamitin na ito lang. Since V sub I is given in the formula, and then you have your G. By the way, G is also given. Automatic yun. Negative 9.8 meters per second square. Of course, V sub F is equal to 0. Okay? So, lagi mong titingnan, what is the maximum height reached by the ball, reached by the object. When you are asked about the maximum height, it means to say that you are going to consider the going up up motion. O pwede naman going down for as long as the given formula are the given formula have complete quantities given sa problem. Okay? Pero kung meron kayong missing quantity na kailangan, hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin yung formula. So, okay? So, let's continue. So, there is only one formula that is applicable, and this is d sub y is equal to negative vi square over 2g. Okay? So, let us use that one. Kailangan mo anak, isipin mo kung ano ang mga quantity na formula na gagamitin mo. Depende yan sa given. Tingnan mo ang given, okay? Kung ano ang nasa given, hanapin mo ang formula na kompleto yung given. Okay? So, katulad dito, d sub I is given. Ang hinanap mo ay d sub y. So, look for a formula of d sub y wherein the given is there. Okay? Huwag kang nagamit ng huwag kang nagamit ng formula na may mga walang given, na hindi kasama sa given. Okay? So, d sub y is equal to negative. Okay, take a look at this, ha. The negative is outside the open and close, meaning to say we don't square the negative. So, yung VI is d sub y is 26.2 meters per second. And then you square all over 2 times negative 9.8 meters per second square. Okay, which is equal to, i-compute natin, ha, Richie. So that's negative, tama ba? So you copy negative and then you square 26.2. Magiging 600. Dito kasi yung aso ko mabait. 44 meters square per second square. So if you square 26.2, you also square the unit. So meter square over second square. All over, and then you multiply. What is 2 times negative 9.8? That's negative 19.6 meters per second square. Okay, so you cancel the second square, and then the remaining is meter. And of course, ang hinahanap natin is displacement. Therefore, the unit is in meter. And then 86.44 divided by negative 19.6. So negative divided by negative makes it positive, equals, so the distance is 35.02 meters. Okay, tama ba ako? Pagka may mali, sabihan niyo ako, ha, kasi nagkamali ako dito ng pinto. Alright, so negative divided by negative is positive. So that, ma'am, bakit positive ang d sub y? It's because it's going upward. So that makes it positive. 35.0.2. So the motion is going up. Papaakyat yung object taas. Diba? Pag ganyan siya. Okay, diba stone? Tama ba ako? Stone yung hinagis. Yeah, ball. So pag ganyan. Yeah. So going up. Upward. Ano daw ang maximum height? Ito yun. You have to, this is the point of release and then the maximum height. You have to measure ang distance between point of release and the maximum height is 35.02. So this is 35.02 meters. Okay? So that's for objects thrown up. Pagka time it takes for the ball to reach the maximum height, pwede naman yan. So the time, again, for going up, okay, paki-screenshot nyo na. Okay, burahin ko na, okay, buburahin ko na ha. Okay, this is for the sub-y. Halimbawa, tinatanong kayo, how many seconds will it take for the ball to reach the maximum height? Okay? So, ano hinahanap dyan? Time naman ngayon. Ilang segundo daw bago marating yung ilang segundo daw ang lumipas bago marating ng ball yung maximum height. Ilang segundo daw yan. So, time up. Time up. Remember na, time up is equal to time down. So, kung ilang segundo ang ginamit ng ball to go up to its maximum height is same as the time down. Time it takes for the ball to reach, to go back to your hand. Okay? So, time up is equal to time down. Huwag yung kakalimutan yan. You can also write it in your index card. Okay? So, let's have the maximum, the time it takes for the ball to reach the maximum height. So, still we are considering the time going up. Okay? So, T, look for a formula for T. T is equal to negative V sub I over G. Your V sub I is 26 negative. Okay. Minus eh. Okay, going up. So positive ang V sub I mo, kaya lang may negative dito sa formula. All over negative 9.8 meters per, nawawala na yung tinta ng aking so what's the answer? What's the answer? Let's see. 26, negative 26.2 divided by, please do it with me. You can, you do it also on your own. So that's 2.67, because 2.673, so that's 2.67 is equal to 2.67 seconds. So the final answer is 2.67 seconds. Okay? Ma'am, paano pag ang gagamitin mo ay down? Yung formula for going down time. So we have same lang because T up is equal to T down. So let's see if we get the same answer. So T is equal to, ano yung formula for going down? Square root of, ito yung pinaka-popular. dy is equal to gt square or t. Pagka object drop, ang pinaka-popular na formula, d sub y is equal to gt square over 2. Pag hinahanap mo yung d, yung height, d sub y. Pag time naman, ang pinaka-popular is 2d, time is equal to square root of 2d sub y over g. Okay? Ano ba yung d sub y natin kanina? 35.02 meters times 2 square root over going down na to eh. So, it's negative 35 na. Kasi going down. Yun yung going down. Negative 9.8 meters per second square. So, what's the answer? 2 times 35.02 negative plus 35. Or wait. the answer is T is equal to 2.67 seconds. Same lang din. Okay. Or for me and sa inyo, parehas lang ang sagot. Okay? So, yeah. Yun ang mano-mano ko kasi nga, kung scientific calculator. Okay? Wala siyang ano. Bawiin ko na yung calculator kay ano.
Graduate na eh.
Graduate na, oh. Pwede ko nang bawiin yung calculator, eh, mahal-mahal nun. Okay, so, I will erase now. So, these are the sample problems for vertical motion, freefall, object dropped and object thrown up. Okay, burahin na. Let's go to projectile motion. Okay. Ang projectile motion class is also classified as free fall. A projectile motion is any motion, any curve, motion taken by an object with an acceleration of equal to negative 9.8 meters per second squared. So take a look at this. The acceleration g is equal to negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Therefore, we consider this projectile as free fall. Alright? So, what are the two types of projectile? Lahat ng curve path. Okay? Any curve motion, any curve that is taken by an object when it moves down or moves up, it's a projectile. Basta pag curve. Why do they follow a curve path? Because of gravity. May gravity kasi. Without a curve path, ang mangyayari na when you throw an object without the gravity, it will follow a straight line up. Hindi na siya babalik sa ground. Okay? So, what are the two types of... Kaya nga ang projectile motion is also a free fall. It's considered a free fall. Okay? So, halimbawa, merong naghulog ka ng coin. Okay? Tapos, there are two coins. The other one is flipped, and then the other one is dropped. So, dalawang coin yan, identical. What will happen if you flip the coin? Okay? If you flip the coin horizontally, yan. Ano mangyari? I-flip mo horizontally, what will happen? It will follow a curve path. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse ka dyan. Maharang ka. Okay. It will follow a curve path. Because without the gravity, it will continue to go straight horizontally. Okay? And then, at the same time, you also drop the coin. So, let's say, for example, you flipped and you drop two coins simultaneously. What's gonna happen to this coin? Are they going to reach the ground at the same time? Will the flip coin reach the ground first or the drop coin? What is your guess? Okay. Ano mangyari, ha? If you're going to study their position at any time, mapapansin yung class that they, at any second, they reach the same position at any second. Okay? So, pag nanda 1 second ka na, nandito na yung object, yung coin, nandito na din yung flip coin. So, kung yung iba, ang sagot ng iba, the flip coin will hit the ground first because you gave the coin a force. While this one, you just drop it down. Yung iba naman ang sagot, the drop coin will reach the floor first because it is straight down and it's not following a curved path. So, kung titingnan ninyo, parang confusing. But if you will look at the positions of the coins at any time, makikita ninyo class that at any time they are in the same level. Okay? And then therefore, we can say that both will reach the ground, will reach the floor at the same time. Kahit lakasan mo pang hagis, okay? Parehas nababagsak sila sa floor at the same time. Why? It's because this coin, the moment it is already on the air, it becomes a freely falling body. Same with the coin that is dropped. Both are free falling bodies. Therefore, nung pinitik mo na yung coin na isa, tapos sinulog mo na yung isa, automatic yan, they are both now freely falling bodies. And they accelerate the same rate, at the same rate. Negative 9.8 meters per second square. Okay? So, pareha sila ng acceleration pala. Kaya naman pala, pareha silang babagsak at the same time. Okay? So, this is object dropped. Ito. Eh, yung object thrown horizontally. Iba yung object thrown at saka object thrown horizontally. Ha? Aking aso yung nakaharap sa aking tatayuan. Nako. Tayo. What are the two types of projectile motion? By the way, I want to discuss this. Ang tawag natin dito sa object that is moving in a curved path, we call that projectile. Any object that is thrown which follows a curved path is projectile. Projectile or projectile. Okay? Pwedeng projectile or projectile. And you call the curved path taken by the projectile a trajectory. Trajectory. And then, this is now, anong tawag dito sa distance? Okay, that is horizontal. From the point of release, halimbawa, naghagis ka ng baseball. Okay? From this point, hinagis mo yung baseball, then, it lands on this point. Anong tawag mo dito sa distance na kanyang tinravel, horizontally? D sub x ang tawag dyan, or commonly called range. And of course, the maximum height reached by the baseball. Anong tawag dito? We call this height or D sub y or height. Okay? Kung gaano kataas. Okay, so those are the terms we use for projectile motion. Okay, buburahin ko na ba? Okay, check mabuti. Okay. Alright, so let's have the second part. Ang second part is discussing the two types of projectile motion. We have the two types of projectile motion. Burahin ko na. The first type of projectile motion is object thrown or projectile thrown or launched horizontally. Thrown or launched. Okay, launched or thrown horizontally. Paano yun, ma'am? Okay, the best example is the flip coin. Paano mo ba flinik yung coin? Paano mo siya pinitik? Pag ganun, di ba, yung daliri mo ay pa-horizontal. That's why you call it projectile thrown horizontally. The projectile that is thrown horizontally, lahat ng object na hinagis mo palabas, di ba, magtatapon ka ng basura, your hand moves horizontally. So, ibig sabihin, yung object, since your hand moves horizontally, therefore the object will also move horizontally at first. But because there is gravity, then object will move down following a curved path. Pag walang gravity yan, ano mangyayari? Okay? The object will continue to move horizontally. Hindi na siya bababa. Horizontally. Ganyan na. Okay? Ganyan na magiging itsura ng kanyang motion. Horizontally. It will not go towards the earth. Alright? So let us have object, the projectile or coin. Let's say this is the coin. You throw it horizontally. A, excuse me, B. Okay. The coin or the object is the projectile thrown horizontally. So your initial velocity is horizontal. So what is horizontal? It is x. Huwag niyong kakalimutan that horizontal is x-axis. Tama ba? And then vertical is y. Okay? So since your object, your projectile is launched horizontally. Yung motion ng kamay mo ay horizontal, therefore ang kanyang velocity ay horizontal din initially. What is the first velocity of the coin, of the object? So just let us consider the coin that is flicked. Tinitik mo. Ano ang kanyang initial velocity? Since you flick the coin horizontally, its initial velocity is horizontal. Meron mo siyang vertical? Wala. Kasi pure horizontal ang kanyang initial velocity. Kasi hindi mo naman siya flick na pababa, di ba? Pa-horizontal. So wala siyang vertical velocity. Can you follow? So purely horizontal ang kanyang velocity at first. Pero dahil nag-curve path siya, itong matindi dito kasi kung bakit mahirap aralin ng projectile motion because it is a combination of vertical and horizontal. Kaya mahirap siyang aralin. Kaya iniisa-isa natin. Okay, purahin ko na tong part na to, ha? So, ganito. So, it will follow a curve path. Okay. Yan. Tapos, mapapansin ninyo, let us separate the horizontal. Ito ang motion ng object ng coin horizontally. Okay? Ganito, ha? Do not mix up these components because they are independent from one another. Itong vertical, nakita ninyo to, curve path. Dito pa lang anak sa drawing, makikita mo na meron siyang vertical at meron siyang horizontal. So pag pinag-combine mo yung vertical and horizontal, ang magiging result ay curve path. Kaya projectile is a very complicated thing to analyze because it's a combination of both components, horizontal and vertical. But for you to easily understand, okay, what do? You have to separate the two. Yung horizontal walang kinalaman sa vertical. So if you are asked to solve for the vertical, it's the vertical formula. Okay? Huwag kayong titingin sa horizontal. Doon kayo sa vertical tumingin kung anong formula pwedeng gamitin vertically. And then, if you're asked to solve for the horizontal distance, edi pumunta kayo sa horizontal formula. Huwag kayong titingin sa vertical. Okay? So, do not mix up those components because they are independent. They exist by themselves. They do not affect one another. Okay? So, dito tayo sa horizontal muna. Ano napapansin ninyo, class? Ano ang napapansin ninyo dito sa horizontal? At any time interval, what do you notice? Ha? At any time interval. Ha? Okay. Okay. Supposing equal distance yan, ha? Anong ibig sabihin nun? Halimbawa, pinitik mo yung coin, binigyan mo siya ng 5 meters per second na speed, initial velocity na 5 meters per second. So, pinitik mo siya, binigyan mo siya ng initial velocity ng 5 meters per second. So, the initial velocity is equal to 5 meters per second. And that's positive kasi nga papunta sa right. So, 5 meters per second, initial velocity. And therefore, since you do it horizontally, magiging VIX yan. Therefore, the first formula that you need to do, you need to write in your index card is V sub I is equal to V sub I X. Itong mahirap dito, anak, mayroong V sub I, V sub IX, okay, maybe FX. Okay, may F na, may X pa. Okay? So, pero huwag ko kayo malilito. It is just, pag sinabi mong v sub ix, it's just initial velocity are along horizontal. Along x-axis lang. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng v sub ix. Ang ibig sabihin naman ng v sub fx, it is the final velocity along x horizontal pa din. Now, look at this. Kung ito ang v sub ix, at ito ang v sub fx, ano masasabi mo sa dalawa? Ha? Oh, you see? The coin is equidistant with one another at any time interval. Sa unang segundo, ito siya. Pangalawang segundo, pangatlong segundo, pang-apat na segundo. Nagbago ba yung distance? Hindi. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Pare-parehas ang distance na travel niya at any second. What does it mean? Bumilis ba siya o bumagal? Meaning to say, hindi siya bumilis, hindi siya bumagal. Kasi nga, equidistant eh. Unang segundo, ganito siya. Pangalawang segundo, ganyan pa rin. Pangatlong segundo, same pa rin yung distance. Pangapat na segundo, ganyan siya. So, equidistant siya. So, hindi siya bumilis, hindi siya bumagal. Therefore, ang kanyang velocity ay constant. And this is for horizontal. Okay? The horizontal velocity is constant. The horizontal velocity is constant. Or V sub x, velocity horizontal x, is constant. Pag constant class, ibig sabihin, yung v sub ix mo kanina, yung v sub I mo is equal to v sub ix. Therefore, yung v sub ix mo, pare-parehas lang yan, hanggang sa dulo. Therefore, yung vix mo, tsaka yung vfx mo ay equal din because nga, constant siya. Ang kanyang velocity, horizontally is constant. Therefore, ang kanyang Vx. We call this now Vi is equal to Vix is equal to Vfx is equal to Vx. Simple as that. Okay? So, let us name it Vx lang. Yung initial velocity along horizontal, that is Vix. The final velocity along horizontal is Vfx. Pare-parehas lang ang kanyang velocity horizontally. Walang ipinagbago. Okay, therefore, all of these are equal. Kung ano yung initial velocity niya, Vix, along horizontal, Vix, yun din ang magiging final velocity niya. Hindi nagbago ang kanyang velocity horizontally. Why? Buburin ko na to, ha? Okay? Huwag niyong kalimutan ito. Yan. Lagay niyo sa index card. Pakilagay nga, class, sa index card nyo, object, projectile thrown. Lagay niyo muna projectile motion. And then number 1, projectile thrown horizontally. And then ilagay niyo to. Ilagay niyo horizontal component. Yan. Okay? And then next, what else? Okay. Paki-note ito, ha? Yan. Kailangan naka-stress yan. Horizontal velocity is constant. Bakit kaya constant na ang horizontal? Bakit kaya hindi nagbago ang kanyang velocity horizontally? Ano bang nagkakos ng pagbabago ng velocity? Okay. Bakit nagbabago ang velocity? Speeding up or slowing down? It's because of acceleration. Now, ang acceleration lang happens vertically dahil sa gravity. Gravity acts vertically, hindi horizontal. Ang gravity does not act horizontally. It's only vertically. So, horizontally, bakit kaya constant ang velocity? Dahil walang force. Okay? Dahil walang force na nag-act sa coin horizontally. Wala. Not even air resistance. So, pag walang force that acts on the coin, then it will move smoothly with constant velocity. It will not speed up or slow down. Can you follow? Ano bang cause ng acceleration? Why does object speed up or slow down? It's because of force. Dahil nga constant na kanyang velocity, walang nagkukos ng acceleration sa kanya, meaning to say there is no force acting on the object. So the object has the object is not affected by any force horizontally. Walang horizontal force acting, no horizontal force acting on, naintindihan nyo ba yung sulat ko? Acting on the coin. Wala daw force na nag-act sa kanya horizontally. Kaya ang coin ay chillax lang siya horizontal. Okay? Wala kasing force na nagpahinto sa kanya, nagpabagal sa kanya, o nagpabilis sa kanya. Wala. Kaya constant ang kanyang velocity. Ayan. Pare-parehas lang ang velocity niya horizontally. Okay? So, paki-take note dito ha. No horizontal force acting on the object on the projectile or coin. Okay? Okay. Ito yung mga kailangan ninyong i-consider diyan. Okay? This is for horizontal. Okay? Burahin ko na ha. Burahin ko na to. Okay? Itong dalawang key points. Okay. Therefore, okay. So, what else? D sub x. Ito na. Okay. Okay. So, anong tawag mo dito? This is your D sub x or range. We call it D sub x or range. And then this one is D sub y or height. Kanina meron tayo yung parabola. Okay, parabolic na projectile. This time, ito yung projectile thrown horizontally. Okay, yung pangalawa, projectile launch at an angle, yun yung parabola kanina. Okay, so number 1 nito, ganito lang, kalahati. Okay? How to solve for D sub x or range? D sub x or range is equal to V sub x t. Itong V sub x na to, ito yun. V sub x, which is equal to your V sub I. Okay? So, dalawa lang. Okay? So, that's for horizontal. How about vertical? Dito tayo sa vertical. The vertical components. Okay. Initially, V sub I, y. Meron ba siyang initial velocity vertically? Kasi paano mo pinitik yung coin? Pag ganon. So, paano yung movement ng coin? Horizontal. So, meron ba siyang vertical velocity? Gumalaw mo siya vertically? Na. Therefore, V sub I, y is equal to 0. Okay? At, good news, ang V sub I, y, ang ating vertical component ng projectile thrown horizontally is same as object dropped. Kasi parang tingnan mo, para siyang hinulog lang vertically. Okay? So, V I, y is equal to 0. Yan. Sabi ko sa inyo, hiwalay ang vertical at saka horizontal. Kaya pinaghiwalay ko yan. Walang kinalaman ko dito. Ang VIY is 0. Therefore, how to solve for your V sub Fy? Huwag niyong kakalimutan ito. Ang pagka-y, y lang yan. Kaya initial velocity and final velocity, nilagyan mo lang ng y. Kasi meron kasi tayong x at saka y Okay, kasi nga projectile siya, it's a curve pa. It's a combination of x and y. Kaya meron tayong V sub IY, VFY, meron din tayong VIX, VFX, but they are all equal. So horizontal. Dito sa vertical, no. So as the coin moves down vertically, the coin moves faster and faster. It's because as it approaches the ground, because it is moving vertically. It is because of gravity. Gravity is a vertical force. Hindi siya horizontal. Kaya yung coin, bumibilis as it goes down. So, ang kanyang, in this vertical motion, G is applicable. Yung acceleration due to gravity is applicable. Equal to negative 9.8 meters per second. Gagamit kayo dito kasi vertical siya. And it's because of gravity. So, what is VFY? Is equal to GT. Yan. Kailangan yung kopyahin ito mga ito, ha? What else? How about D? Similar to object drops. Yun ang formula. dy is equal to GT square over 2. Ito yung mga common na formula for vertical motion. For projectile thrown horizontally. Anak, projectile thrown horizontally yan, ha? Or you can say projectile launch horizontally. What else do we have? d sub y is equal to v sub fy over 2g. How about time? Time is equal to square root of 2d sub y over g. Nakikita ba yun? Ayun, nakikita siya. Okay? So, tignan niyo mabuti ha. Ilang formula na yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, meron pa tayong formula for time. Here. Same lang anak. Copy-paste nyo lang dun sa object draft. At saka itong vertical component. The vertical component of projectile thrown horizontally. Time is equal to v sub fy over g. Pwede rin yan. Okay? So, parang may naman kayo dalawang pagpipilian. Can we solve for this? Okay? So, ito na. Do not forget ha, g is equal to negative 9.2 pa rin meters per second squared. Vertical. Lahat itong formula na to ay vertical. Kasi tatanungin kayo dyan, ano ang vertical? What is the final velocity vertically of the coin? What is the horizontal velocity of the coin? Since ang horizontal is constant, velocity is constant. Ayan, kaya yung kung ano yung v sub i na given, yun na magiging horizontal velocity ninyo kasi nga constant siya. Okay? In-explain ko kung bakit v sub I is equal to Vx, ha? Vfx, Vix. Kasi nga, initially, the motion of the coin is horizontal. The motion of the projectile is horizontal. So, pure horizontal ang kanyang ang velocity. Wala siyang vertical, kaya yung Viy dito is 0 eh. Okay? So, yun lang. Now, let us solve. Burahin ko na ito, ha? Magsisolve tayo ng problem, okay? Halimbawa, tatanungin kayo, what is the number 1? Ang sarap ng may ganito ah. Para ako nasa classroom, promise. Okay. Halimbawa, number 1. The coin is flipped with the initial velocity of 5 meters per second. Okay. Yun daw ang flip coin. So, flip coin. Ganyan. So, ito yung initial velocity mo and then it follows a curved path. Ang tinatanong dito, number 1, kadalasan din na natanong dyan, what is the horizontal velocity? Horizontal x. Huwag niyong kalimutan, horizontal is x, vertical is y. So, what is the horizontal velocity? Velocity, v sub x. Okay? And then, that's letter A. Then letter B. Ito problem number 1 to ha, sa projectile. And then letter B, what is the vertical? Okay, what is the final velocity vertically of the coin before it hits the floor? And then last time it takes for the coin to the time of flight. Before the time of flight of the coin from the point of release up to the ground or floor. Okay? So let's see how to solve for letter A. Okay, remember that Vix is equal to Vfx, Vi is equal to Vix, is equal to Vfx, is equal to Vx. Therefore, your Vx, no need to solve, magiging 5 meters. So Vx is equal to 5 meters per second. Constant siya. How about VFY? How to solve for VFY? Purahin ko muna itong T ha. Okay. So VFY, V sub Fy is equal to GT. The problem is you don't have time. Anong gagawin nyo dyan? And time Parang may kulang ako sa given ko. Initial velocity. Okay. I need to give the height or the height v sub y. Okay? So let's say for example the point travels a height of, let's say, 3 meters. So your d sub y is 3 meters. Therefore, how to solve for, okay, can you solve for this first? No, you have to know first the time. And time is equal to square root of 2d sub y over g. Okay, so you calculate. Therefore, itong dy is negative kasi nga going down. Okay, so it is 2 times negative 3 meters divided by negative 9.8 meters per second square. So, na magiging sagot natin dito, time. Okay, so inuna natin yung letter C kasi hindi natin masosolve yung letter B kung walang time. Solve mo nga. Hey, no. 6 divided by negative 6 divided by negative 9.8. 2 times negative 3. So the time is, sagot na square root of, yan, multiply nyo muna, divide nyo muna bago yung square root. Okay? So magiging ang sagot is 0.78 seconds. Yan. Okay. Now we are ready to solve for letter B. V sub Fy is equal to negative 9.8 meters per second square times the time 0.78 seconds. Na. Ano yan? Sabi ko sa iyo, masakit, diba? Ha? Sasaktan siya eh. So, your VFY your V sub Fy is equal to, so negative to magiging negative 7.64. Purahin natin kasi bakit double check ka na kung tama itong mga solution. Kasi nga itong cycle ko ay lobat yung cycle ko eh. Yan. And it is negative. Why negative? Kasi nga going down. Okay? So consider lagi yung direction. Huwag kayo mako-confuse na kapag nagkamali kayo, halimbawa nagkamali na kayo dito, syempre mamali na rin yung VFY ninyo. So kinakailangan from the start, you have to be cautious with your signs. Pati sign, magbali ang sign, mali ka na rin. Okay? So pag lagi tatandaan niyo, ang velocity is always negative pag going down. At displacement is also negative. Pag going up, positive. Okay? So may tanong kayo rito. Wala? Okay? Magtanong lang kayo sa chat kung ano ha. I-PM nyo ako, wag sa GC natin at matatabunan ng mga announcement ko. Okay, burahin ko na. That's for projectile or projectile thrown horizontally. Ganun pala yun, ano, ang horizontal velocity ay pare-parehas constant. Ang vertical lang nagbabago. Siyempre alam natin, di ba, sa gravity. Okay? So para siyang object drop pala. Kaya papansin nyo, yung pinitik mo na flip coin at saka yung hinulog mo, parehas lang ang motion niya vertically. Okay? Kaya nga parehas ang formula nila eh. ang object drop at saka yung vertical component ng projectile ay parehas for projectile thrown horizontally. Okay, dito na tayo sa medyo mahirap-hirap, challenging. Burahin ko na. Let's go to the number 2 type of projectile motion. Nakakatawa, parang ako nasa classroom. Hindi lang ha, baka malolobat na ako. Tingnan ko nga, baka mamaya hindi pala naka-play. Yari. Back to zero. Let me see. Ay, naka-1 hour.